So I'm here with recording artist Dog, dope ass white guy. How'd you
Yeah.
get that stage name?
So actually, it's kind of a long story about my names. I actually been doing music a long time. I'm an old head in the game. Uh, I actually started out as Christoph a long time ago when I had a manager. Then I kind of, wasn't serious about the music thing. Kind of fucked off through my 20s. Then I moved to Tampa. I just wanted a little new flavor. I thought I was serious then. So I added the cocaine, not the drug, but like based on a book. Did the Christoph cocaine. Really wasn't serious about it then. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until about a year ago when I realized like I was going through some things. I was probably gonna be just me and my son, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start fresh. Like I knew at that point I was very serious about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could look back on the times I thought I was serious. I would do little half-ass car shows, and then not really follow through with certain things. You know what I mean? When I say I was gonna do it, and I just knew, like I had that feeling. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do it this time, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna come up with a name that's fresh. I'm gonna, and honestly, I was just outside one day, and I use the term dog a lot, like all the time. Like I call everybody dog, and even though for me it stands for dope ass white guy. I don't care who you are. If you cool with me. Yeah, I say was dog is what I use all the time. So I don't know, to be real with you. I just kind of came up with it. I was like, man, I like it, and I was like, that's the brand I'm gonna build.
Man, that's amazing. Like, you said like you weren't from Florida originally. Where'd you move from?
So originally, I moved from Mississippi. That's why I was born in the same hospital as Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Not that I'm fully proud of it because I know he's pretty well known for stealing and becoming famous off a lot of like prior people from the black culture. I don't know how well known that is nowadays, but for somebody like me, I research a lot of shit, and he got really big off of basically prior songs that were made by black people that never was gonna make it because at that time in the world, there's no way nobody was gonna blow up, especially in the South like Elvis did. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't even a thing. Even to this day, like Mississippi is a very uh way behind the time state, man. And I hate to say that because that's my original home. You know what I'm saying? But so I moved here from the North Mississippi, like Memphis, Tennessee area. I don't know if you know, but Memphis,
Yeah,
Tennessee is
yeah.
like basically on the border of Mississippi right there. So that's where I moved here from. Basically, I lived there. I lived in Mississippi my whole life up until I was almost 30. Met a lady. Technically, she's still my wife now. Had a kid, and we decided that she's black and she could not see herself living in Mississippi like that state. Like I said, even to this day, very it's just behind the times, man. Like they
Yeah, I
still
I lived in
go
Greenville,
ahead.
Mississippi, and I lived in Biloxi, Mississippi before. So like
Okay.
yeah, like I
Well,
could attest. There's things I like about Mississippi, and there's definitely things I don't like. So like I already know. Like one of the things and stuff is the fact that it's like behind the time. But I did like your money seems to go further. Your
oh, compared to out here, yeah, like night and day. In fact, it's funny you mentioned Biloxi because so my son's probably still gonna stay here. I'm trying to get him to go, but I may actually be moving back, for the time being to Ocean Springs, which is basically, Biloxi, as you know. But it's funny you mentioned Greenville too, because when I first started out, I'm talking about like, I've been around for a minute, like 20 years ago. My first song that I got played on the radio, my manager at the time, his name was Glenn. I can't remember his last name. It's been so long. But anyway, like he was big into blues and like he was fairly well known at the time. And he got my song played on the radio. And we had to go to Greenville actually and I can't remember the name of the radio station now. But at the time I thought that was the coolest thing. And I actually got fairly well known in North Mississippi. But like I said, I never was serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I look back now and I like at the time I probably thought I was because I was doing little car shows. I opened up for Little Flip one time, Boosie, Scrappy. But like I said, until you're ready to wake up every single day, and I don't care what nobody said, like it's a grind, and it's taken me a while to understand that I'm just gonna enjoy the process this time. I'm not trying to rush it. Like, what I'm saying? I actually have it in my head. It's probably gonna be 3, 4 years before I have a plan laid out. Like before I really get the recognition I feel like I deserve. And I'm here for it, man.
Most definitely, man. I checked out some of your music and stuff and everything. I loved it. Like, Tampa Bay, baby. What's great about Tampa Bay?
Well, except for what you said, like the cost of living in this motherfucker, everything, man. The weather, like it's, people tend to, seem to be happier here, whether or not it's fake happy, real happy. It's all the same shit. But yeah, it's great living here. I think the weather obviously is number one. You know what I'm saying? Like the music scene here is kind of hit or miss. But yeah, I mean, you can't beat the weather here, man. It's nice year round. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can always go to the beach. Like, there's always shit to do, you know what I'm saying? When you got a kid like I do, you never can not find something to do. Whereas in Mississippi, I'm sure like, actually, it's just funny. Me and my son got back from Mississippi a couple of weeks ago, and like I was showing them what we used to do on Friday, Saturday night, and that was ride through town.
Right.
Like that was it. No, there ain't shit else to do. Like, cause I'm from Grenada. I don't think I mentioned that. Like I told you, I moved from yeah. Grenada is where I actually grew up, and then I moved to Tunica to work in the casinos there, and that's how I ended up moving from the Memphis area. So Grenada is where we just came from, and if you've been there, they ain't. Nah, shit. You flip a bitch through town and you go through it, you ride and you ride and you ride, and that's it. Like
it has though, like it's pretty close to Memphis though, right?
What is?
Grenada, isn't it close to Memphis?
Grenada is like, I'll tell everybody, it's perfectly an hour south of Memphis and an hour north of Jackson, like dead center in the state, north part of Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Like right up through 55 right there.
Yeah. So like, that was like the place like when I lived in Greenville that we look forward to going because there's no strip clubs in Mississippi, no matter what P Valley tells you. There's it was like
yeah. You had to go to Memphis. Ebony Lace was the one I used to go to, and but now the whole state of Tennessee's changed, man. Strip clubs there aren't even allowed to really operate anymore. They're like bikini, what do you call them, bikini bars and shit,
right. Yeah, it's the Bible Belt. That's another thing like about Mississippi, but there's like other good things. I love like your song like Now You Know. What was the inspiration behind that?
I just felt like, every artist kind of needs like kind of a coming out track. So that's kind of like mine. Like if you listen to the lyrics and shit, it's now you know that I'm a dog. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a coming out track, just letting people know like, about me really. When I make music, it's I don't know how other people. I don't really mess with a lot of people. Like I don't know how other people get the inspiration and how other people do their music. But like for me, I'm strictly a beat and flow guy. Like if I'll sit there and listen to just straight instrumentals for like 2 hours, I'm not even bullshitting you. And like the moment one like strikes me, it's almost like it used to be during the crunk era for me. Like I said, because I'm an old head. Like literally, like before Lil Jon or any of them motherfuckers would say anything, the beat just fucking grabs you and like just like strikes you. And that's how I am to this day. Like if I can't in my head, if I can't come up with a hook within literally like 5-10 minutes of like even if I feel the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like I move on from it because to me it has to really like be inside me and come out. And like even with that song, like it's not like when I heard the beat, I was like, oh, I didn't like go into it with a plan of like, oh, I'm gonna make a song about me. It just comes to me, and that's how I write all my music. I don't write anything. I do it in my head. I don't really freestyle, just to be real with you, but I do. I could write a song in like just a couple hours, but I just go over and over it until I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, for whatever reason, that beat, like all the rest of them came to me, and that's just what I felt like, putting on that track.
Man, that's dope. Do you have any upcoming projects?
I have a lot. So I'm about to drop my third music video, which is called After Dark. I've already shot the fourth one, which is called High Above. All of those songs are all my songs that are on YouTube or coming out in the next 2-3 months will be they're already released. Tonight I'm actually going to the studio to work, not necessarily work on 10 tracks. Some of them are like tracks I've already recorded, but maybe I need to put like the tag on them, or maybe I need to like music nowadays, back when I started, like every track was like 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And now now music has been like condensed. People don't even when people vibe to my shit, and I look back and I see like, oh, they listen to this, like they may only listen like a minute and a half of your 3-minute song. So I'm trying to like take some of my music I've already pre-recorded and basically condense it. Maybe I had 3 verses, so I'm gonna go cut a verse out here, you know what I'm saying, or maybe chop up a verse here and like really like get it. So I got 10 of those I'm doing tonight. So with the 15 I have online, I'm gonna release like 5 at a time. So by the end of May, I'll have 5 new ones coming out. Probably 5 new ones at the end of July. And then in that meantime, while I'm getting those ready to release, I got 6 new tracks that I'm about to record. And one of them, like even my son agrees, is probably gonna be like my best track, and I'm gonna really like focus on pushing it on Instagram ads. That's gonna be my 5th YouTube video, basically. Is because as soon as it came to me in the car, and like I told you, I put the beat on and like came to me right away. I was like, oh shit, like this shit. They say you always know when you have a hit. I'll be real with you. I don't think I have a hit song. And this one may not even be like hit, but I think of everything, it's gonna show more a little bit of variety from what people are used to that listen to my music or know my music already, you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of stuff in the works. I have goals set out for this year. Basically, I want to have 30 songs already released, you know, online everywhere. My son has kind of gotten me in the mindset of kind of like getting a little bit more on SoundCloud. I never really dealt with SoundCloud a whole lot, but he's like really big into it because he's an X fan. I don't know, you know, Extension, XXXTentacion, however you say it. He's gonna be mad if he sees this interview and I don't say it right because he's a big fan of. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff. And I'm also trying to work with my son. He's 11. He'll be 12 in May, which sounds like really young, but he actually already records himself. He's already got like 200 songs. Obviously, they're shorter songs, like you know nowadays everybody does. But he's really really good. So I kind of want to help him out too. And I told him like it's really good that I've made a lot of mistakes in this business, like a ton of them. Even as recently as like a year or so ago, getting involved with a shady music group that you know posed as one thing, but they really wasn't. And they did a good job of it. But it's really my fault for not vetting even further than I did. But anyway, like all the mistakes I've made, I feel really good that that's kind of something I was supposed to go through to kind of bypass him to that fact, you know what I'm saying? Like he already knows now not to ever sign with a label, no matter how big he gets, which I really feel like he's gonna be like monster artist in this business for real though. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I got my goals set out. I got music I want to release, music videos I want to shoot. And yeah, I'm just trying to flood money into it because I don't care what people don't understand. It costs a lot of money to get your name out there, man. Like if you're doing it all independent, you better go to work a job, 2 jobs, something. Don't be too ashamed. Like go make money and flood it, man.
Most definitely, dog. You're definitely swinging for the fences, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes, sir, RG, man. Be safe, man.
Definitely, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.